Okay, doing tension struts, thrust arms, whatever you want to call them, on an E70 BMW. The x50i is what I have. And this is not a complete walkthrough, just maybe some tips. I decided to replace mine. I have 103,000 miles on it. You can see here that on this one, the ball joint was leaking all her schmoo out. Got some schmoo on my CV shaft there. These are not serviceable from what I understand. I did not try to even figure out how one would do it. They don't look like rocket science though. They look like any other ball joint. It might be just a press-in deal, but whatever. When I had the alignment done recently, they said that these thrust bushings were worn out, and to be honest with you, they don't look that bad to me. But from FCP Euro, get you each one of these, new ball joints, new bushings, new arm. You don't have to worry about it for hopefully another 100,000. So to me, it was worth it. Lifetime guarantee, all that jazz. You guys know the deal. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but FCP Euro has arguably the best warranties around. So this is not like a super hard task. You're gonna have to take that cover off to get access to the bolt head over here, the nut over there. They're both 18 mils that go through the bushing side. And then this crazy thing down here where the ball joint comes through the front of the knuckle here, or spindle. This is I thought it was 26, it's a 27 millimeter. I've seen, I watched some videos on this. I've seen where guys they would break this loose with a wrench, and then they would put an Allen in there, because there is a way to put an Allen wrench in there to keep the ball joint from spinning while you wrench this off. But I didn't do that. Once I broke it loose with a wrench, then I just put my 27 here on the old trusty impact and just whizzed that off. A lot faster than trying to hold it with an Allen. Nothing big going on up here except that the bolt comes out that way, and you run into interference here with the bottom of this cover down there. So I had to kind of beat it out with a hammer. Yeah, no big deal. Here's the bolt right here. So it's fairly lengthy, and that's why it was kind of hard to get out, but not a huge deal. I'm going to clean this up with a wire brush and then put some NICs on it before I put it through the new one. And I think the only other thing I had to, and I should have done this to begin with, to figure out was turn the wheels all the way outboard of the side you're working on, because it gets pretty close quarters in here when you're trying to take that ball joint out. And if you've got the wheel straight or pointed the other way, I don't think you're probably going to have enough room around that CV shaft to get everything out. So past that, the only other thing I would say is before you tighten this down completely, that bolt that goes through that bushing, you want to make sure this is down on the ground, because you don't want to get that rubber in a bind. If you tighten it when the suspension is fully flexed, and then you set the car down on the ground, and then the suspension compresses, it will eat up the inside of that rubber bushing if you've got it tight already. So that's why we just slide the bolt through there, keep it loose, let the car down, then tighten it down. So anyway, it was just my tips on this stuff. One other last thing, the 27 millimeter on there, it has to be a 12-point socket, because if it's not, you're never going to get around this nut. I guess technically this one is the one I took off. You can't put a 6-point impact on there. You got to have a 12-point. And it's tapered, and it's hard to keep wrench or whatever on there to loosen it, but you get the idea. Good luck with your repair.